Paul Lorio with O Canada as we get set for Game 2 of this best-of-7 series. The goaltender is Andy Moog for the Oilers on the season. 28 wins, 11 losses, and 3 ties. No shutouts, and an average of 3.51. And for the Kings, Rolly Melanson, 18 wins, 21 losses, 6 ties in the regular season, 1 shutout, and a goals against of 3.69. Melanson, of course, was in nets last night for the Kings. The referee tonight is Don Koharski. The linesman, Bob Hodges, along with Gerard Gauthier. The Kings, with Rolly Melanson, will set up and defend to our left here in the first period. The Oilers with Andy Moog to our right. And for Andy Moog, this will be his first career playoff appearance against the Kings. This is the 10th time the clubs have met in postseason play. Fuhr had played the entire first 9 contests, every minute of every game. Moog and Melanson, and here with the first period, Bob Miller.
All right, Nick, thank you very much. Puck comes down into the King zone, and Jay Wells back to get it. He flips it high in the air out to center ice. It bounces down to the red line, and Glenn Anderson back to get it for the Oilers. They've got Messier up. He gets bumped into the boards by Ledyard. Puck comes all the way down into the King zone, and an icing call against the Edmonton Oilers will move the face-off back down into the Edmonton zone. This is an official copyrighted broadcast of California sports and the Los Angeles Kings. Any reproduction, rebroadcast, or other use of the accounts of this game without the express written consent of the Kings is prohibited. The announcers are selected and employed by California sports.
Again, I look for the Edmonton Oilers to try and dominate the early part of this hockey game, try and get a 1 or 2 goal lead, and I think you'll see a lot of the top quality players for the Oilers, including Messier and Anderson, who are out there right now.
Kevin Lowe with it after the face-off in the Oilers zone. He clears it out to center ice, taken by Jay Wells. He gives it over to Ledyard. Ledyard slaps it down the right side into the Oilers zone. Puck comes into the left wing corner. Lowe is bumped there. Fox digs it out up the middle to Nichols. His shot blocked. Up the middle to Ledyard. He shoots, and a save made by Andy Moog. He got his left leg out in time. Puck taken by Glenn Anderson. Anderson coming to center. Nichols had been knocked down behind the play. Anderson flips a bouncer in, and it's swept away by Melanson, but taken now by Messier. Messier to the blue line. Messier still with it. Goes to the right side. King zone. Backhander saved by Melanson. Rebound to Bernie Nichols up ahead to center to Dave Taylor. Taylor had a goal last night. Gives it to Bourne, who had the empty netter. Now to Taylor. Taylor down the left side. Cutting in. It's tipped away. Puck taken by Steve Smith. Rolls it out to center ice. Kings take over as Laidlaw, however, gives it over to Duchesne. Kings send it into the Oilers zone, and here's Steve Smith with it now, coming up to center ice. Game just underway, no score. On the left wing side, McTavish with a shot and a save by Melanson. Here's Tommy Laidlaw with it for the Kings. Up to Taylor. Taylor bumped and knocked down, and a hard check by Steve Smith. Taylor slashes Smith. The penalty coming up against the Kings. Delayed call. Shot by Smith from the blue line, and a diving glove save by Melanson. No goal. The whistle blew. The Oilers had put it into the net, but the whistle blew. McClelland put it in, but the whistle had already blown after Melanson made the glove save. And the penalties against Dave Taylor. He got bumped hard by Smith, and he got up and slashed him. We'll be right back. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
Wait till you see what your Southern California Chevrolet dealers are doing to the Camaro to create the new limited edition Camaro RS. Now they're adding a 2.8-liter V6 engine, air conditioning, 5-speed transmission, AM/FM stereo cassette, special gauge package with tachometer, radial tires, alloy wheels, spoilers, custom interiors, and more. The California Camaro RS starting as low as $12,411 at your Southern California Chevrolet dealer.
And if you're a first-time new car buyer, there's a special GMAC financing program.
The Oilers thought they had scored, but the whistle had blown. Kevin McClelland got the puck right out in front and diving, put it into the net, but they got Steve Duchesne on the penalty. The save was made by a diving King goaltender, Melanson. Then he dropped it, and McClelland put it in, but the whistle had blown. I thought they got Taylor for slashing, which he did, but they didn't call that. They got Steve Duchesne for charging.
Taylor was roughed up by Smith on the near boards. Then Duchesne picked up for Taylor, charged into Steve Smith, and that was the penalty call by Don Koharski. So the Oilers get an early power play with no score.
And the Kings try to clear it, and they do, out to center ice as Kennedy sent it off Yari Curry back into the Oilers zone. Last night, the Oilers on the power play were 1 of 4. Here they come into the King zone. Reijo Ruotsalainen across the line. Passes on the right wing side to Gretzky. Now on the right wing, back to the blue line to Ruotsalainen. He shoots and a save by Melanson. And he covers it up and he hangs on. Curry and Kennedy push at each other.
Wayne Gretzky, who is tied with Jean Beliveau for most career playoff points, number 99, out for his first shift with 1:32 left on the Oiler power play. Of course, when you talk about the power play, they do not have Paul Coffey in the lineup. Steve Duchesne in the penalty box for the Kings. It was a charging penalty called by Don Koharski at 1:38 here in the first period. So with Coffey not in the lineup, a strained shoulder, he hurt himself last night in the third period. This means that we might see a lot of Reijo Ruotsalainen shooting on the power play if they can set him up.
A minute 32 to go in the penalty to Steve Duchesne.
Oilers power play 7th in the NHL in the regular season. Kings penalty killing was last.
Here's Esa Tikkanen with it against the right wing boards up the middle to Ruotsalainen. Back to Tikkanen. Into Gretzky. Tipped away by Jay Wells. Wells couldn't clear it. Held into the right point. Ruotsalainen's pass down to Gretzky. Gretzky against the right wing boards. His pass to Tikkanen. Tipped by Wells, but Tikkanen with it again. He gives it to Gretzky. Gretzky up the middle. Ruotsalainen. His shot saved. Loose puck in front. Cleared to the blue line by Gay, but held in nicely there by Ruotsalainen. Over to Jari Kurri. Ruotsalainen broke his stick. He gets another one. Here's Kurri against the left wing boards. Passing into Tikkanen. Back to Kurri. Kurri left side with 54 seconds to go in the power play. Up the middle of Ruotsalainen. To the right side now. Taken there by Randy Gregg. To Gretzky. Pass over. Shot by Kurri. Score! And Wayne Gretzky with that point on the assist is the all-time NHL playoff scoring leader with 177 points. Gretzky with the assist, Kurri with the power play goal, and the Oilers lead 1-0.
Wayne Gretzky with point number 177 in postseason play. He threads the needle in the seam, and the box defense, Gay and Laidlaw, just could not pinch close enough to knock down that pass across to Kurri at the left faceoff dot, and Kurri scores. Gretzky in postseason play, 64 goals, 113 assists for 177 points, one more than Jean Beliveau. He's now the all-time point scorer in NHL playoff history.
Kings give it away to the blue line. Lowe holds it in, sends it back behind the King net. Hardy drives it out toward the blue line and out to center ice. Chased down by McKenna and Lowe. Lowe gets to it first. Beliveau did his in 17 years. Gretzky's done it in 8 years. Puck comes down into the King zone. Actually, this is the 9th playoff year for Gretzky. Here's McKenna up to center. He gives it to Hardy to the Oiler line. Hardy, his shot deflected on the way in. Steered into the corner by Andy Moog. Now Kevin Lowe with it for the Oilers. Last night the Oilers grabbed a 1-0 lead early on a goal by Randy Gregg. Tonight they get a goal by Jari Kurri. Kings send it into the Oilers zone, and we have an icing call against the Kings. 16:22 to go, and a standing ovation here in the first period as they have announced that Wayne Gretzky, on this assist on the goal, has become the all-time playoff scoring leader.
And appropriate, I think, that Gretzky gets it on an assist because he's such a great playmaker, Bob, and the guy he's been feeding all these years, Jari Kurri, shot off the pass, power play goal, a typical Kurri goal, shooting off the pass from one of the face-off circles.
Gretzky broke the record in his 82nd game. Beliveau played 162 games, so he did it in half the games. Face off to the left of Rolly Melanson. Kings are down 1-0. Puck taken by the Kings after Nichols wins the draw. Here is Jay Wells back behind the King net. He plays it off the boards up the center to Tiger Williams. He had the game winner last night. Tiger drives it down into the Oilers zone. Steve Smith bumped in the corner by Fox. Fox digs it out. Fox behind the Oiler net, trying to roll it out in front, but a hit escape. It comes over to Mo LeMay, formerly with Vancouver. He puts it back behind his own net. Oilers moving from right to left as you join us on radio and TV. Now a pass out to center, broken up by Ledyard to Tiger Williams. Tiger checked by Kruzhelnyski. Puck is in the King zone, and getting pulled down there was Wells by Kruzhelnyski, but nothing called. Kings still have in their own zone. Ledyard gives it to Wells. Here's Wells' pass into the Oilers zone on target. Stop made. Goaltender Moog's pass taken away by Tiger Williams. Williams throws it back behind the Oiler net. Nichols with it there. Rolled it out in front. Intercepted by Kruzhelnyski. He plays the boards to the right point. Duchesne couldn't hold it in. And then he took one of the Oilers out of the play. It was Mo LeMay. Kings with it. Laidlaw sends it back into the Oilers zone. We have 15-15 to go in the first period. 1-0 in favor of the Oilers. Here's Messier to Glenn Anderson down the right wing. In front, he shoots. Saved by Melanson. And the puck taken by the Kings. Bernie Nichols to center to Robitaille. Tips it to McKenna. McKenna, Oilers zone. Left wing. Stops. Shoots. Glove saved by Andy Moog. Puck taken by the Oilers now. Anderson sweeps it up the center, but it's going to be icing if the Kings get to it. Kennedy in deep, then they waved off any icing. They had called it originally, then waved it off. Anderson with it, walking into the circle. Anderson, backhander, and he scores from the right wing side. Melanson came out, and then he was hopelessly out in front of the crease and couldn't get back. And the Oilers, Glenn Anderson, gives Edmonton a 2-0 lead.
Glenn Anderson scoring from just about the same spot he scored last night in the first period. A great individual effort. A couple of Kings go down. Anderson just holds on, and from the base of the right circle with a lot of traffic in front but no goaltender, Anderson somehow got it by about 3 sets of legs and past Dean Kennedy, who tried to play goal. So the Oilers have come out skating and scoring. 2-0 Edmonton. Anderson's second of the playoffs. An unassisted goal at 5:17.
Kennedy had it on his stick for a moment in the corner, and then Anderson took it away. Melanson tried to poke check it away from him and failed to do so, and then Anderson moved further to his right and had more room to score. Nick, the Kings have just got to settle down now. 2-0 Oilers. They've come out fast, but the Kings can't panic here and get into racehorse hockey with them. They just have to maintain their composure. Kings win the draw at center ice. Kennedy drives it into the Oilers zone. Comes around to Phil Sykes. He's bumped in the Oilers zone by Craig Muni. Oilers come back to center. Low to Tikkanen. Tikkanen tried to give it to Gretzky. Didn't get it. Comes back behind the King net. Flipped up against the glass by Melanson. Oilers hold it in again. Curry to Gretzky. Pass up the middle. Taylor tried to clear it. Couldn't do it. Oilers hold it in. Tikkanen. His shot is wide. Rebound comes to Craig Muni for the Oilers. Right point. Muni sends it in behind the net to Gretzky. Gretzky bumped by Hardy. Puck rolls over to Dave Taylor. Here's Taylor for the Kings. Taylor coming up to center. Number 1 star in the game last night. Taylor into the Oilers zone. Tried to get down the middle, but it's tipped away and out to center. Gretzky chases it down, but Ledyard gets in front of him. Ledyard gives it to Wells. Wells clears it out to center for the Kings.
And the Oilers know Taylor was a force last night, a goal and an assist, and they're bumping Taylor. The Oilers are every opportunity they get.
13:49 to go in the first period. Bob Miller with Nick Nixon. Kings down 2-0. Oilers. Curry flips it into the Kings zone. In the corner, Ledyard with a hard check there on Tikkanen. Puck comes to Curry. To Gretzky behind the King net. Gretzky, pass in front, score! Oilers again as Gretzky behind the net. Passed it out on the right side. And Yari Curry gives the Oilers a 3-0 lead.
Well, again, Gretzky operates from behind the net. He loves to do that. Curry just snuck in behind everybody. 3 Kings were watching Gretzky and the puck behind the net. They forgot about picking up Curry, Ledyard, Nichols, and Wells, all looking behind the net to Gretzky, and they forgot about Curry busting in from the right wing side. This goal at 6:26. Curry scored 19 goals in 18 games in 1985, tied an NHL record, tallied 12 goals in 1 series in 1985.
Kings with it, Oilers zone. Paul Gay, bumped by Hunter. Gay gets it down the right wing corner. Smith throws a check there at Joe Patterson. Smith and Patterson battle for it. Paul Gay also there. Patterson against the boards, right wing side. He's checked again, gets help from Gay. Kings still moving in the Oilers zone. And it comes to the blue line to Wells. His pass hit a skate and is cleared to center by Kevin McClelland of Edmonton. Wells with it again. Shoots it back into the Oilers zone. Taken by Charlie Huddy, and he gives it now to McTavish. Oilers have really come out quickly here and have a 3-0 lead. Puck is sent into the Kings zone. Stop made on the bouncing shot by Melanson. Randy Gregg tried to hold it in, couldn't do it. Puck comes out to center ice. Back into the Oilers zone. Oilers with it. Here's Randy Gregg. Gregg coming back off a dislocated shoulder, tried to give it to Ruotsalainen. He didn't get it. Back checking is Nichols. Nichols gives it to Wells in the Kings zone. Now to Duchesne. Duchesne to McKenna on the right wing. McKenna up to center ice to Joe Patterson. Patterson to Nichols. Oilers zone. Nichols tried to hit McKenna in the slot. Gregg breaks it up and clears it to center. 12:15 to go in the first period. 3-0 Edmonton, and they have outshot the Kings 9-2. Oilers moving from right to left. Here they come again. Puck stolen at center by McKenna. McKenna hit to Bobby Carpenter. Carpenter, right side, backhander with a save by Moog. Carpenter with his own rebound. Goes into the corner. Dropped it off there, but Ruotsalainen intercepts. Here's Reijo Ruotsalainen. He comes up to his own blue line. Now to center. Now shoots from center ice and a stick save by Melanson. Puck is cleared to the left point, but not out. Held in by Lowe. Lowe to LeMay. LeMay sends it in front. Tipped away by Melanson. Over on the left side, and Robitaille backhands it up out of play. 3-0 Oilers. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
Now, I just turned around for half a second, and boom, the whole thing went up.
Hottest day in the summer, and we end up loading that sucker twice.
Oh, yeah. Hey, you remember looking old man Donovan's face?
After that, I never thought he'd bring out that keg like he
That
did.
was a good draft.
Oh, I remember that beer.
Drinking Miller Genuine Draft will remind you of the best beer you ever had. Because it is Genuine Draft. Cold filtered for real draft smoothness. It's beer at its best.
Hey, how come Donovan never asked us back?
3-0 Oilers. We've only played 8.5 minutes. Curry at 2:51. Anderson at 5:17. Curry again at 6:26. Gretzky with 2 assists.
3 goals in 3 minutes and 35 seconds for the Oilers. Bob Bourne will face off against Messier to the left of Melanson, and off the draw, a shot and a save by Melanson as Messier got his stick on it. Now Bourne in the corner. King's zone. Sends it behind the net to Dean Kennedy. Kennedy up the right side to Fox. He plays the boards out to center ice. Oilers take over. Huddy slaps it right back into the King's zone. Oilers get on side. Fox double team. Sends it off to Kennedy on the right side. Here's Kennedy in the King's zone. He's hounded by Kent Nielsen. Kennedy's pass up to Nichols. Nichols trying to get it to Fox, but out of his reach and up out of play at center ice. 11:13 left to go in the first period. 3-0 Edmonton. This game is coming to you live from Edmonton, Alberta.
Kings Hockey is brought to you by Miller High Life. Purity you can see and quality you can taste. Miller made the American way since 1885. And by Discount Tire Centers, featuring Michelin tires. With over 55 locations for all your brake, shock, and alignment needs. Visit their new location in Tarzana.
Face-off will be in the Kings zone at the top of the circle to the right of Melanson. Nick, the Kings have the scorers to get back in the game now if they just settle down defensively.
And they've got to generate some offense. You hope they don't go into a defensive shell and forget about forechecking at the other end, because certainly they've got to get at least 3 to get back in it.
Here's Sykes to Taylor, Oilers zone. He spins and shoots, and he gets pulled down by Glenn Anderson, and the Oilers have it in their own zone. Here's Kent Nielsen coming to center now, his first year with the Oilers. Nielsen spins back to his own blue line, now gives it to Messier. Messier, a great skater, trying to hit Anderson on the left wing. It's out of his reach. Goaltender Rolly Melanson gives it up the right side now to Dean Kennedy. Kennedy for the Kings, to center ice to Sykes, off his stick of the red line, taken away by Messier. Messier tries to hit Anderson again, but Hardy steps in front of him. Hardy into the corner. He kicks it loose and then gets it up to Phil Sykes. Sykes on the left wing. His pass at center, tipped away. Every time the Kings touch the puck, there's an Oiler near them. Now Kennedy fires it into the Oilers zone. Puck comes around the boards as the Kings are in a line change and all the way back into the Kings zone. Here is pass by Wells, doesn't clear the zone. Gretzky in front, pass to Tikkanen, save in front. It was blocked on the way in by Grant Ledyard. Puck taken by Gay, shooting from center ice, and it is wide. Now a shot from the left wing side, and it's knocked away by Moog. Way behind the play, we had Melanson taking a poke at Tikkanen. Now the Kings again, a backhander in the slot by Tiger Williams is wide to the right.
Williams had checked Tikkanen into Melanson, and Roley got upset as Tikkanen took his time getting back up into the play.
Now the Oilers came to the King line. They would have been offside. Here's Nichols, Kings right wing. He shoots, he scores! Oh, what a drive by Bernie Nichols from the right wing. He went up high into the left corner over the shoulder of Moog. The Oilers were going to be offside of the King line. The Kings poked it ahead, and it came right to Bernie Nichols. Nichols got it at the Oiler blue line and drove the shot from the right wing, and the Kings are on the board. It's the Oilers 3, the Kings 1.
First playoff goal for Bernie Nichols. The goal at 10:29, scored at least a point in 9 of the last regular season games, but had his lowest offensive output in 4 years. But that still was an excellent year for Bernie Nichols, who's averaged well over a point a game the last 4 seasons. Nichols at 10:29 just ripping one up high, upper left corner, stick side on Andy Moog, unassisted.
3-1 Oilers leading. Puck is in the Kings zone again. Behind the net, McTavish, right side, he shoots, and a save by Melanson from the left point. A score by Randy Gregg. Randy Gregg got it at the left point, and he just fired it. And Melanson, moving to his right, didn't seem to be set. He got a piece of it, but it went off him into the net. And the Oilers come right back and lead by 3 again at 4-1.
Gregg just turned around and fired, and I don't think Melanson was screened, but he was not in position to really get a good piece of that puck. He gave Gregg a lot of the short side, the stick side, and Gregg banked it in, I think, off the left goal post. His second goal in as many playoff games at 10:49.
Now Gregg again goes to the right side. Backhander, save Melanson. Rebound swept against the boards, and the Kings will come out. Pass on the right wing out of the reach of McKenna. So the Kings get 1 goal, but the Oilers get it right back. And they have a 4-1 lead. We're still in the first period. Here's McTavish across the King line. Sends it in deep. Melanson pokes it away. Crowley's got to steady down now and play well in goal for the Kings to get back in this. Puck is picked up at the red line by Mark Hardy. Drives it into the Oilers zone. Oilers take over. Puck is cleared by Kevin Lowe to center. Bobby Carpenter for the Kings. To Robitaille. Pokes it ahead to McKenna. McKenna bumped as he came across the blue line, and the Oilers have it. 8:22 to go in the first period. Bob Miller along with Nick Nixon. 4-1 Edmonton. Puck comes into the Kings zone. In the corner, Mo LeMay battles with Kennedy. Hardy digs it out. Hardy bumps McSorley into the boards. McSorley holds it in. He passed in front of LeMay, but he didn't get it. Lowe with a shot tipped wide behind the King net. Again now, here is McSorley spinning. McSorley behind the King net, tried to jam it in, and Melanson makes the save in the crease, and a lot of shoving, and now we've got Hardy wrapped up with
Mo LeMay.
Yeah, Mo LeMay, number 23. They're just kind of dancing with each other right now, and they break them up. 4-1 in favor of the Oilers, and we'll be right back. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
Every day I'm trying harder. My goal is pleasing you.
When you rent a car from Avis, it comes with a lot of people who want to make sure you're satisfied. Reservation and counter people, mechanics, managers and maintenance people. They're Avis. You may not always see them, but they're there. Rent a Cadillac Seville from Avis for only $45 a day.
The fourth Oiler goal, Randy Gregg's second in playoffs at 10:49. You see Melanson giving up a lot of the short side. He got his blocker on it, the inside of his blocker, but didn't get it cleanly. It went off, deflected right into the net. But Roley was a little bit out of position to make a good save on Gregg's turnaround slapper from about 50 feet at the left point. Gregg from McTavish and McClelland making it 4-1 Oilers. LeMay and Hardy get penalties, 2 each for roughing.
Now the face-off in the Kings zone. Kings with it as Wells goes behind the net. He's double-teamed. He picks it up again, loses it to Glenn Anderson. Anderson against the left wing boards, left point, Low shooting, and a stick save by Melanson. The Oilers really forechecking, putting the pressure on the Kings, and again they have it in the Kings zone. Up the middle, and here's Muni in front. His pass broken up by Jay Wells, and Wells clears it to center. Kent Nielsen gets it for the Oilers and sends it to Kevin Lowe. 7.5 minutes to go in the first period, with the Oilers leading 4-1, and they have outshot the Kings 14-4. Muni of Edmonton gives it to Kent Nielsen. He tried to hit Anderson of the King blue line. Puck taken away by Fox. He drops it back to Ledyard. Ledyard to center to the red line. Ledyard still with it. Shoots it into the Oilers zone. Kings going to get Ledyard off, and Duchesne comes on. Kings are in a line change. Kings were down 3-0. Then Nichols scored, but the Oilers got that one right back when Randy Gregg scored. Now Gretzky at center ice. Tips it into the King zone, and Tom Laidlaw back to get it. Here's Laidlaw circling the King net. He passes up to center to Phil Sykes. Sykes pass to Taylor, broken up by Steve Smith. 6:45 to go, first period. 4-1, it's been all Edmonton. Puck taken by Gretzky at center ice. Behind the back pass on the right side to Charlie Huddy. Huddy in deep. Huddy checked and pulled down by Laidlaw on a penalty. Hooking against Tom Laidlaw. And the Oilers go on the power play again. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
Oh, and Beethoven here neglects to tell us his building doesn't have an elevator.
Give me a break, you guys.
Hey, Mitchell, what was in that piano? Cement or what?
What a fiasco. Well, at least he did get us a keg. That was good draft beer.
Yeah, well, buying that keg was the only good idea you had that day.
Drinking Miller Genuine Draft will remind you of the best beer you ever had. Because it is Genuine Draft. Cold filtered for real draft smoothness. It's beer at its best.
I should have hired skilled labor.
The Oilers just out skating. The Kings here in the first period. Charlie Huddy, a defenseman, jumps up into the play, outraces Laidlaw by half a step, forces Laidlaw to take the penalty, hooking at 13:23. Second power play for the Oilers, who lead 4-1. They've outshot the Kings 14-4, and we've only played 13 and a half minutes.
Now Ledyard with it in the Kings zone, but as he tries to clear it, playing the glass, it comes up out of play into the crowd. Remember, the series switches to Los Angeles now, Saturday afternoon at 2 p.m., Sunday afternoon at noon at the Fabulous Forum, and there are tickets available for those games at the Forum box office and all Ticketmaster outlets.
Yari Curry, who has 2 goals, out on the power play with Gretzky. Randy Gregg, who's got 2 goals and an assist now in the 2 games, is on the left point. Yari Curry shooting off the pass for his first, and then right in front, set up by Gretzky a second time.
Oilers have come out with a blitz here at the start of the game, and they have a 4-1 lead. Pass up to center ice by Wells, out of the reach of Phil Sykes. Gregg's pass to center. Sykes intercepts for the Kings. He gets it on the left side now to Carpenter. Carpenter drives it behind the Oiler net. Gregg with it there, and oh, is he hit into the boards by Phil Sykes. Gregg had passed it off, and Sykes just nailed him into the boards. Gregg gets up. Now the Oilers hold it in the Kings zone, top of the slot. Ruotsalainen to Gregg on the power play to Ruotsalainen. Ruotsalainen over on the right side to Gretzky. Gretzky with it into Tikkanen in front. He shoots, save Melanson, and the puck goes in. Score for the Oilers.
Melanson is hot, Bob, and he's got a right to, because Tikkanen's first shot was saved, and Tikkanen then just bowled over the goaltender, and Tikkanen, Melanson, and the puck all wound up in the net. And that's what Phil Sykes is contesting. But apparently the goal is going to stand.
It's a power play goal.
Excuse me, Bob. Gretzky works it down low to Tikkanen. The save is made, and then Tikkanen, I think, deflects the puck in off his body as he was hit from behind by Jay Wells, but he also barreled into goalie Rolly Melanson. So the power play goal, and the Oilers, who have come out smoking, to say the least, now lead 5-1.
Esa Tikkanen with a goal, a power play goal. Wayne Gretzky with 1 assist on it. And Reijo Ruotsalainen. Now the Oilers send it into the Kings zone again. It's taken on the right side and cleared by Dean Kennedy. Oilers 5, Kings 1, and we have 5:30 yet to go in the first period. Now here's Dave Hunter into the Kings zone. He shoots, and a save by Melanson. McTavish and Hardy battle for the puck. It's loose. Kennedy throws a hard check and passes up the right side to Joe Patterson. Patterson kicks it ahead up to Tiger Williams. Here's Tiger to center with Bernie Nichols. Williams shoots it into the Oilers zone. Lowe takes him out of the play. Puck is behind the Oiler net. McTavish with it now with 5 minutes left to go in the first period. Williams takes a run at McTavish. Here's Hunter down the right wing. King zone. Now Laidlaw checks him, and Hunter's pass comes right through the crease. Off on the left wing side, Steve Smith holds it in. Sends it in deep. Kennedy, he is spun around in the corner by Kevin McClellan in the King zone. And the puck not whistled dead yet. Now it is by referee Don Koharski. And the Oilers have a 5-1 lead, and we'll pause for station identification. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
Some travel arranged through PSA with over 500 nonstop flights a day throughout the West. Whether you're traveling for business or pleasure, PSA's going your way.
Dave Hunter and Tiger Williams are going to get penalties, and they're still jawing with each other as they're escorted to their respective penalty boxes. Kennedy and McClellan to bump and have a few words. But the Oilers are up 5-1. They just made it 5-1. Esa Tikkanen banging in his own rebound. I think it went off his chest. His first shot was saved, and then Tikkanen was checked from behind by Wells into Melanson, and I think it went off Tikkanen's chest and dropped into the net along with Tikkanen himself. Hunter in the penalty box for the Edmonton Oilers. These penalties will be at 15-19. Williams in the penalty box for the Los Angeles Kings. 5-1 Oilers, 15-4. They have outshot the Kings. 4:41 left in the first period. Curry twice, Anderson, Gregg, and Esa Tikkanen. Tikkanen up with Gretzky here in this first period. He did not start last night's game on the line, which he was accustomed to all season long, because Glenn Sather wanted to mix up the offensive firepower. It didn't work last night, but back to square one, Bob, and it's worked tonight.
The other game in the Smythe division in the playoffs, Winnipeg is at Calgary tonight. Winnipeg won last night. They lead the series 1-0, and periodically during the night, we'll be bringing you highlights from that game. Face-off is taken by the Kings in their own zone. Steve Duchesne. Duchesne passing up the middle now to the blue line, and the Kings bring it to center. Here's Bobby Carpenter. Carpenter to the Oiler line, cuts across the line, tried to get down the middle. Carpenter in front, but he is checked out of the play there, and the Oilers try to clear it. They do, up to center ice. Kruzhelnyski to LeMay. LeMay's pass to McSorley. Here's McSorley in his own zone with 4:15 to go in the first period. The Oilers have outshot the Kings 15-4 and outscored them 5-1. Here's LeMay right outside his own blue line. Lost it, but Kruzhelnyski has it. Here's Mike Kruzhelnyski into the Kings zone, and Carpenter taps it away and clears it out to center. Puck comes all the way down into the Edmonton zone where Steve Smith goes back to get it. Smith starting back out with 3:52 remaining in the first period. Oilers again into the Kings zone. A pass to LeMay on the left wing went behind it. Loose puck in the Kings zone taken by Fox. Fox into Ledyard. Ledyard behind the net. Sends it over to Wells. Wells up to Nichols. He tips it to center. Oilers with it again. Backhanded in by Rayo Ruotsalainen. Back behind the King net, and Ledyard with it. He sweeps it around to Fox on the right wing. Can't clear it. Gregg takes it away. Gregg's pass right through the slot. Going to be intercepted and poked to center by Luc Robitaille. Down into the Oilers zone. Chasing it down is Messier. Nichols right behind him. Messier drops it off on the right side of Ruotsalainen. Oilers really skating and moving now. Here's Anderson to center. His pass taken away by Fox. Fox to center. He's bumped by Kent Nielsen. 5-1 Oilers, first period. Here's Randy Gregg of the red line. Flips it into the Kings zone. Right side, Kent Nielsen, but batting it away from him was Melanson. Nielsen again with it. To Anderson. The shot scored by Messier. After Melanson touched it, Nielsen got it again to Anderson, to Messier, all alone on the left side, and the Kings simply aren't moving. They're standing there watching the Oilers pass it around.
Well, Melanson got himself in trouble because once he came out, he played the puck, and I think it went off Nielsen. Then Nielsen picked it up, left it for Anderson, and everybody watches. Anderson leaves it for Messier, and he gets a gimme for his first playoff goal. 17:03 the time. Anderson and Nielsen will pick up the assist. So just an onslaught by the Edmonton Oilers. You knew they were capable of it, but you were hoping the Kings were able to contain them a little bit longer. 6-1 Oilers.
I think everybody thought this is what would happen last night, and they felt here in Edmonton, at least, watching their team, that the Oilers were flat and that they would get the intensity they hoped back tonight. Well, to say the least, they have. They have outshot the Kings 16-4, and the Kings getting no offense except for the goal by Nichols. Here's Carson into the Oilers zone. Around Muni to Sykes, and he couldn't tip it. Comes into the right wing corner. Now to Kennedy. Kennedy to Sykes in the slot. Oilers zone. His pass right side to Taylor. He shoots, and a save off the glove of Moog. Taylor in deep in the right wing. Taylor in the corner. Bumped by Muni. Oilers zone. Carson over to help out. Carson tries to dig it loose. Gretzky waits for it to come free. Carson put it right between Gretzky's skates, but the Oilers clear it out to center as it shot all the way down into the Kings zone by Lowe and touched up for the icing call against the Oilers. 6-1 Edmonton. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.
Kings Hockey is brought to you by Discount Tire Centers, featuring Michelin tires with over 55 locations for all your brake, shock, and alignment needs. Visit one of their new locations in Tarzana, Thousand Oaks, and downtown Los Angeles. By Great Western's family of companies, over $27 billion strong. We'll always be there. By your Southern California Chevrolet dealers who've got these limited edition Camaro RSs. It's loaded with options and starts at just $12,411. And by Miller Lite. For great taste, there's only one light beer, Miller Lite.
6, Kings 1. 6 goals in a period in the playoffs is an Oiler team record, one shy of the NHL record of 7 goals in a period. The Oilers had 5 in 3 previous games.
1:55 to go here in the first period. It's been Edmonton outskating and outscoring the Kings in the first period. Now to center ice. Here's Kruzhelnyski sending it into the Kings zone. Ledyard back to get it. Goes behind the net. Plays it off the boards up to McKenna. He tried to clear it. Couldn't do it. Held in by Smith to McSorley, and he shot it wide from the slot. Now Melanson behind the net. He's trapped in the back of the net, and the whistle blows.
Wells was taking out one of the Edmonton Oilers who had bumped into Rolly Melanson. Melanson broke his goal stick, and Bob, I think right now Rolly is more frustrated than anything, not getting any help. He got caught out of the net. Couldn't play the puck where he wanted to on that last goal by Messier. And it's just been one of those periods that everybody from the Kings standpoint would just as soon forget about. Out-of-town scores in playoff action. Second period, Philadelphia 3, the Rangers 2. Third period, Islanders 2 and Washington 1. Adams division, Hartford wins again 5-4 over Quebec tonight. 3-3 Boston and Montreal in the third period. And the Norris, Toronto and St. Louis tied at 1 in the second. Detroit 4, Chicago 1 in the second. And Winnipeg at Calgary, no score in the first.
Saturday will be at the Fabulous Forum. The game starts at 2 p.m. We'll be on KLAC Radio with our pregame phone-in talk show at 1:20 and on Prime Ticket Television Saturday at 1:45. That'll be Game 3 of this series. 6-1 Edmonton. The Kings are reeling, and they're on the ropes here in the first period. Face-off will be to the right of Rolly Melanson. Bernie Nichols will take the draw. 6 goals and 16 shots for the Edmonton Oilers. And on the draw, Kings can't clear it. McSorley, his shot, hit Kruzhelnyski and bounces to the blue line to Bourne. Bourne clears it out to center. Now it's driven back into the Kings zone. Behind the net, here's Jay Wells. Wells can't clear it. Gives it up on the right side to Huddy, to McSorley. McSorley bumped by Wells. Puck comes behind the net to Kennedy. Kennedy gives it to Bernie Nichols. Nichols pass to the blue line, held in again by McSorley. He bounces it off the boards to Mo LeMay behind the King net. LeMay tried to roll it out in front. He's bumped there, gets it again. And here's McSorley with 1 minute to go in the first period. McSorley, left side. McSorley bumped in the corner, gets it to Kruzhelnyski up the middle, and a shot deflected off the glass. The shot by Mo LeMay. Bob Bourne tried to clear it, couldn't do it. Oilers playing excellent positional hockey to hold the puck in. Now Fox digs it out. Fox gets a nice pick from the referee, gets it up to Bourne. He clears it to center. Puck rolls down to the Oilers zone with 33 seconds to go in the first period. Fox takes it away. Poke checked off his stick and out to center ice. Now here is Steve Duchesne for the Kings. He backhands it into the Oilers zone, but the Kings are offside on the play. 23 seconds left to go in the first period. Number 9, Bernie Nichols, has the only King goal. And it came unassisted at 10:29. Bob Bourne sits down. He's more used to the close checking type of playoff game like last night. That suits him better. And Laidlaw and Carpenter, who came out of that Patrick division, where that's the type of playoff games that they play. I'd like to wish a happy birthday to Coach Mike Murphy's son, Sean. Sean Murphy, he'll be 9 years old tomorrow. So Mike Murphy sends his happy birthday greetings to his son. Also want to welcome radio station KMNY 1600 on the AM dial in Pomona, carrying the game tonight. And we hope all of you in the San Gabriel Valley, Pomona area, and in the Orange County area are enjoying the game on KMNY. And of course, KGIL also with us tonight. Puck is in the Kings zone, but Laidlaw overskated. Then Duchesne didn't see it. Laidlaw gets bumped hard against the boards. He still battles for it. Now behind the King net, it's dug out on the left wing side by McTavish. He lost it. Duchesne can't clear it. 1 second to go as Ruotsalainen shoots. And that's the end of the first period. and the fans rise to their feet in applause of an Oiler onslaught. In the period, Yari Curry on the power play with his first from Gretzky at 2:51. Glenn Anderson with his second of the series unassisted at 5:17. Curry again with his second of the game from Gretzky at 6:26. Then the Kings score. Nichols with his first of the series unassisted at 10:29. 20 seconds later, Oilers get that one back. Gregg with his second from McTavish and McClelland at 10:49. Then on the power play, Esa Tikkanen with his first from Gretzky and Ruotsalainen at 14:09. And Messier caps it off with his first from Anderson and Nielsen at 17:03. In 2 minutes, Nick will be talking live with Craig McTavish of the Edmonton Oilers, who had a fine regular season. And what a period the Oilers had here tonight as they jump all over the and lead 6-1 at the end of one. We'll be right back. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.